Hello, my name is Muhammad. I was raised in America, and I would like to share with you today the impact September 11 had on my life. I was 7 years old at that time, and Pokemon cards were very popular. I remember I would trade and buy Pokemon cards, usually with two brothers. They were Caucasian, bigger, taller. They were like the cool kids on the bus. So, when the incident took place, I was too young to completely understand what was happening. I was confused because my parents taught me Islamic values. I was taught not to cause any discomfort to anyone, not even animals. So naturally, when the media is connecting these terrorist attacks to Islam, I I did not understand what was happening. I was confused. This is my state at that time. So one day after school, the younger of the two brothers, he approached me. And as he's coming closer, you could see the hate in his eyes. He comes and he says, "Hey, you're a Muslim, right?" And he shoved me in the fence. "You come to our country and start killing people? Huh? You come to our country and start killing people?" He was screaming at me, and that was the first time I had ever experienced such hate, violence, and fear. I was afraid. I was too afraid to tell my parents. I was too afraid to inform the teachers. I lived in fear for several years. I remember I would hide my Muslim identity. I was terrified. I was terrified to be called a terrorist. During these few years, there was one thing I had, one thing every child had, and that is curiosity. I was curious. I was desperately curious about Islam. What I saw in the Muslim community was the complete opposite of what was being propagated in the media. So I wanted to know. I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn about Islam in detail. That incident amplified my curiosity. Since then, Alhamdulillah, I have memorized the entire Quran verbatim, and I went on to study Arabic and Islamic studies for several years. My goal is to have an Islamic school in the future, inshallah. Of course, my parents had a huge impact on my studies. They gave me the motivation and the support I needed, and they still continue to do so. However, it was that young boy who shoved me in the fence and screamed at me that gave me that, a psychologist would call it, the intrinsic motivation or internal motivation to learn about Islam. So that's one advice I would like to share with you. Everyone comes across some type of negativity in their lives. I was shoved. You probably had a good beating. Someone might have lost their mother. What I'm trying to say is that we have the choice to take that energy and channel it to produce a positive outcome in our lives. Okay, someone may have lost a mother. As devastating as that may be, we can change that and turn that into a positive outcome, positive impact by reaching out to other orphans in the community. Because if you lost your mother, you know more than anybody else what those children are suffering from, what they are going through. So you have the power to make a positive impact in their lives and your own. That's what I'm saying. Don't let the negativity in life pull you down. After studying Islam for several years, I am totally convinced that my religion does not teach us to attack the innocent. So now when people make rude remarks suggesting that I am responsible for 9/11, It doesn't bother me. In fact, I know I am not responsible for 9/11. In a way, 9/11 is responsible for producing me. It generated that motivation and that curiosity I needed to learn about Islam, making me the man I am today. I would like to end off by praying for the 3,000 Americans who lost their lives for a crime they did not commit, along with the 240,000 civilians from Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iraq. May they all reach their final destination, and may their families be blessed with patience and peace. We will never forget what happened that day, nor the wars that followed after. Thank you.